The summary is Vayem Hashem Avram. So Rashi says, Lech lecha, lana oscha v'tivoscha. So as you do the shaila, Avram needs such a motivation. It's for your benefit and your good. And he won't fulfill Hashem's command because they told him. So the answer is, he brings the ''tshek," who brings down the ''tshek." And he mentions this as from the Bichlach that was redeemed recently from captivity. The ''tshek" says that Lech lecha means to go to you. That Avram is commanded, empowered, to reach the Sheresh and the Makariv Neshama the way it is the Maila. Because not the whole Neshama comes down, the Neshama remains the Maila. Only Ha'orah. Because in Kedusha, nothing where Kedusha resides or is revealed, it never leaves completely. That's B'chlal. And again, the Neshama, it's not only that the Reishim remains of its former state, but the Ikar remains. The Neshama remains primarily in the Eretz Chayfetz above. And only Ha'orah extends into the Guf. And therefore, in order to unlock the Eretz Chayfetz above, so we have to go to the Eretz Chayfetz, the land of desire below Eretz Yisrael, which is Mechovenes, parallels and corresponds and lined up with the supernal Oretz. And that's why he has to go to the Oretz. Because being in Chutz LaOretz, he's cut off from B'Sheirish. But going to the Oretz, that's the journey to connect to himself and his source. So he goes on to say that the Ikar Sheish of the Neshama is what? Is Eilam Ha'achdus Hatzilus. The Tzedek adds in a note that even though Reiv Neshama is Abiyah, but the Sheish of all Neshama is Hatzilus, like he says in the Likutei Torah. Hence, we understand what it means now, Lech lecha, your Sheish and Neshama, and the only way to unlock that is Ela Oretz HaShererek. That's what we're up to. Ois base. Mamshech HaTzemach Tzedek, Shebira Ingen, stand the Ingen, Ois base. Namely, Atam al Zeh, the reason, Shebechdei Lagi Lishar Shebat Tzilus, in order to reach the Sherish and Atzilus, Tzarech Li'Yisrael Li'Chalatz. We actually did this. Like you saw, Daf, you have to go to Yisrael. You've behektem Tchila Bira Ingen, the Yom Tov Sheni Shal Goliath. We first have to preface understand what's the Ingen of the second day Yom Tov. Because in Pashtus, Al Pi Nikla, it's mamish, completely negligible. We do it because meaning of is saying to be our calendar is fixed. The second day is not Yom Tov. But since our forefathers did, we continue doing it. So Al Pi Nikla, but we see B'Pnimir saying Yonim and Gevalta Geringen. And what is it? He says that Shabai Nimshach Shefa Al Yonah Datzilos. On the second day, the Ashpa of Atzilus is drawn, let's say, Prince Malchus the Yitzirah V'Asiyah, into Malchus of Yitzirah, and all the way down to Asiyah, which then are mislabshin ba'ayin sodim, which are invested in the 70 princes, Shedarkum, through whom Nimshach HaShef l'bnei Yisrael shebechutz la'aretz. The Ashpa, L'mayla, reaches Eden, who are under their dominion, or living there, in Chutz la'aretz, under the Ayin Sodim. It is under, because they're under the Ayin Sodim, mamish. And therefore, the Ashpa has to go all the way to the Ayin Sodim, which he now is going to elaborate. Yeah, Vinyam Bazer. Vinyam Bazer, Hini Yedua, Shepchinis Malchus Datzilos, Eina Riredes Lamata Lislabish Bayin Sodim. Normally, under normal circumstances, as it were, Malchus Datzil is not Shayach and doesn't descend to the plane of the Ayin Sodim. Moreover, V'gam Malchus the Bri'enyer Mislabeshes Bayin Sodim. Malchus, of course, is the creative force, the word of Hashem. All Ashbois go through Malchus. So, governance, Even Malchus the Bria is not nislabish in the Ein Sodim. Ella, rak b'chinas Malchus the Yitzire Vasiya. It's only the lower levels, Mamash and Malchus, as it is manifests in Yitzire Nasiya, that here, Mr. Beshes by Ein Sodim is invested in the Ein Sodim, enclosed. L'hamshich l'mashef hariyah losses them. The Eibishter gives them what he apportions to them. V'alzeh omru, now this hashpah of Malchus, the Yitzire, Malchus Dasiya, Omru Chazal, that's the meaning. Medrash, Golu le'edoim, when the Yidden were exiled into Edom, Shchinim Mohem. They're Shchinim with them. Why? It's all because of Yidden. Because the Yidden were Golu le'edoim, that's why the Shechina, Malchus is descending there. Malchus the Yitzire, Malchus Dasiya. V'hain the Chashek, Sodich lashpia Shef al Yisrael es Mana Golos. In order to give Ashpah to Yidden is Mana Golos. You have a question?
So you're saying that's why there's a chef into the Ein Sodim, because you didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. So what happens when the Yidden are not there? Obviously they exist and they get the Hashpah. We're going to see. V'alzeh omro is not what it's what's coming in addition to what we just said, because what he said at the outset of the Ois is before Yidden are there. The Hashpah to the Ein Sodim goes not from Malchus Datzilus, but only Malchus Ditzir Vasiya. Yeah, that's now Valzeh Omro, it's Hemshech. Usually Valzeh Omro, what we just said, is what's coming. In this case, what's said plus more information. It goes into saying now, because with Kasher, Sodech Lashpia, Shef Ali Sabas Mana Golos. So when Yidden are invested in Zman HaGolos, they're under the rule of the Ein Sodim. So then the Shechina Shehib, 1 second, no, maybe stand corrected. Shibkinis Malchus Ditzire Vasiya. So then the Shechina, which is Malchus Ditzire Vasiya, that Shechina defines, not Malchus Datzilus, Malchus Ditzire Nasiya. This Labish Ba'asodim, Ba'hem. She Israel tachas mimshaltam. So then it has to be invested in the Ein Sodim, under whom the Yidden are, which raises the question, but what happens when the Yidden are not there? So they're getting the Ashpah. I have to go further and see, then we'll conclude. Shedarkom taver Ashpah Israel, in order that through them the Ashpah should come to Yidden. Sheyeshmam alad maschilak oretz shal asar ahu, who live under a particular division of the world, which is under a particular side. So let's continue. So the reason, so this is what we have to. What did you just say now? I wasn't listening, but my words coming out of my mouth. What did you say? What? You said it?
That's what you just said.
I said that. The Shechin is with them. The Heinrich and Mishtabesh is Ba'ayin Sodim Mamish. The Shechina, they're so far defined the Shechina as what? A Shechina of Yitzire and Asiya. And so far, what we learned just now is that only happens because Yidden are there again. So what's the matzav when the Yidden are not there? Let's finish the ice, maybe it'll get clear. Why is only Malchus Ditzir mislabish? Why not Malchus Datzilus? And even Gamle Malchus the Bria, Alpi Yidua. Sha'aba Yilo Mekan the Batzilus, so Bina Mekan the Bria. What dominates Elam Atzilus is Chachma. And what dominates Elam Abri is Bina. And so she's Svira on Mekan Batzira. It's the Midas that are in Yitzira. And Malchus dominates Asiya. And therefore, V'yadua, Shinikas HaChitzoni Meizayin Tachtoin is Belvad. Klippa can only get its nourishment not from Chachma and Bina, but from the Midas. Simple reason. Because the nature of Chacham Bin is objective, bittul, the truth. And therefore they have no shaykhs to objective truth. But midas, which are subjective, so there they have a shaykhs. It's already mitzias of the self. That's the general explanation. The Shviras HaKelim happened only in the midas, not in Chacham Bin. So that's where they get the indica. Mashenkim Chacham Bina, ein unikas chitzonim. There's no indica possible from the dargas of Chacham Bina, which the union is bittul in the gili of a likus, uncompromised, relatively speaking. Therefore, Lachem Malchus de Bria, and the Red is established by Insod, and Malchus de Bria is no shaykhs to the Insod, Malchus de Bria is Elam Bina, and the Insodim is already thinking of self, of midas, which starts at midas. Ki bebria meira is vidas habina. Shmemena yinika lechatzayin. Not even in bria is the yinika tichatzayin, because bina is a makabel from chachma, and it's still bittul. Vaytam lezeh. Another reason why Malchus de Bria is not invested, even Malchus de Bria, in Dayin Sodin. Shebebria Bria is primarily toiv, and the dikir is bittel, and the yesh is very small. But in Yitzir it's already equal, as it were. By Siya Rubira and Asiya, what dominates Izra is yeshes. Lachin as cholas modar achitzoinim, where there's the realm of the extraneous forces, which claim a degree of independence from Hashem begin, it starts at Yitzir, because that's why, because there, there it's equal. There's no end of the day, bottom line allegiance, bittul. In Bria, Likus is revealed. Okay. So it's only Malchus of Yitzir, but there's a big Helem, and the union of Yeshes emerges. So that is the source of the Ayin Sorim. So we're still not clear. So far, and keep on the next paragraph, maybe it'll get clear. So far we learned the Shechina in Bohem. The Shechina is defining now as Yitzir and Asiya. And that's all for the Yidden. Sounds like they wouldn't get it on their own, which leaves us wondering what happens when Yidden are not there. But let's go further. Well, maybe it'll get clearer. So Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath. Why is there a Yom Tov Sheni? Because we're in Golos. We're in Edom. So what happens Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath? Shebei Bizgala Shefa or Datzilus. No. Here on Yom Tov, Taka Dashpa of Malchus Datzilus is where invested the Malchus Yitzir, Vasiya, Hamislabshim Ba'ayin Sorim. Here now the Ayin Sorim are privy to Malchus Datzilus as it descends. Even though normally Malchus Yitzir and Asiya Bilvad. So this is only when on Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath.
But it's still through.
What?
It's through Malchus Yitzir.
Yeah. But Malchus Datzilus is not lost. Malchus Datzilus remains Malchus Datzilus even though it's Timshach Lamata. End of the day, it's only a Inyan Atzmi can do that.
I'm just trying to understand what that changes from.
What?
What does that change? I'm just trying to understand what does that change from the baseline position. So there's a
baseline position. It's a tzimtzum. It's a the oir. It's a tzimtzum, and Malchus Datzilus is eclipsed completely from Bria. To whatever degree in Bria, it goes down, and it's a Helem and Helem and Helem. Here the Chiddush is that Malchus Datzilus, as it is unchanged, is Nimshach Lamata. And as they're saying, that's only possible because it's Inyan Atzmi. Now, in answer to our question, the answer is, what am I asking? What happens when Yidden are not there? The answer is the whole reason there's a Golos. Not only there because of Yidden.
and goes along with them.
What?
It goes along with them to another location.
What?
It moves along with them to another location.
But what? No, but he said Bechalal that the Shechina of Yitzir Nasiya is nimshach to the Ayin Sorim. So when the Yidden are not there, he said that is Bechalal. When the Yidden are not in a certain place. So what's nimshach then? He said it's nimshach to Yitzir Nasiya. That's Pshat, Gola Shechina. And Gola Edep Shechina Moem for the purpose of Yidden. So if a Jew's not there, they're still around, they still exist. But the answer is, as I'm saying, whether the Yidden of the Pale Mamish there or not, the whole Yidden of Golos, the whole world is for the Yid. Think about him, Sacher. The whole Yidden of Golos, the Yidden should go. The Yidden were exiled only to Shnitesa Bam Gedim to elevate this box, something like that. At any rate, that's Bechlal, but then Yom Tov Sheni Shal Golias, it's a Yom Tov. And the Yid finds himself in Golos. So what's Nimshach? On Yom Tov, Malchus Datzilis, Taka in, all the way down through the Ayin Sorim. And what's the Chiddush doesn't explain, but
Actually says Datzilis on the
where?
Datzilis, this is the second line of the last line of 210.
Compromise.
The Yitzir.
Yeah, so how can the Eir be Nimshach Lamata in Yitzir Nasir in Atzmi? If it's the Eir, then it's in order to get into Yitzir Nasir, you got to have a tremendous tzimtzum. How does the Eir attain its Eir? But in Atzmi, that meaning to say that Yom Tov is the time David reveals his love for a Yid in a very open way, and that's not compromised. Even David to the Shechina is the Slavish in the Matzavim of Golus. In Golus, David reveals his great love. Let's go further. Protius Yosef Bezechil ben Kabbalah Saramak, a Kabbalah Sariyza. Shlodas Saramak, what happens on Yom Tov? Mizgala Shefa that Silis Bain Sarim Atzmam. He goes to, so this Ashpa of Atzilus is not only in Malchus the Yitzir and Malchus the Asi, and then there's a Tzimtzum and goes into the Ayin Tzorim. But the Shefa goes directly to the Ayin Tzorim. Mashenk Nadas Arizal is Gala Shefa the Atzilus Rak Malchus the Yitzir Vasir, and that Misabeshes Ba'ayin Tzorim. Okay, it's not exactly how this works. So according to the Arizal, Atzilus is Nimshach, like uncompromised in Malchus the Yitzir and Asir. And they then are mislabish in the Ayin Sorim. According to the Ramak, Atzilus is revealed uncompromised in the Ayin Sorim Mamish. ועל פי זה יובן גם טעם גודל השמחה ביום טוב שני של גוליוס יויסר מהשמחה שבארץ ישראל. בסילוקות התוירם, בשמיעת צרס. That the simcha of Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goli has been befrat. You see this in Simchas Torah, right? That it's a bigger simcha than the simcha of Yisrael. Now, I'm just not sure about Pizeh. Does he mean the Arizal? Does he mean them both? The Ramak and the Arizal is just like a Maimer HaMuzger, but Pratius Yoiser, L'chayre. It's like a Maimer HaMuzger. It's not, Valpizeh is not following Dafka the Arizal.
No, it's like a parenthetical.
Yeah, it's like in parenthesis. L'chayre. How does he conclude the end? He does say the Arizal. When he spells it out, it's the Arizal, but the Ramak is even a greater simcha. because Malchus Atzilus is Mamish and Ein Sorit. So it's kind of parenthesis. But the Peil, he translates it as the idea. So let's see inside. What's the Simcha? So the prince was in prison in shackles of iron. When he goes free and returns to his father, the king, to delight in the delights of the Melech, Pasha, that means he sits at the dining at the king's table. But that's Yom Tov for dining at the king's table. And Simcha Babasa the Bayayin. So the Simcha is very great. His enjoyment being at the Suda there is much greater than if he had never been in captivity. You call Yom Tov, Al Shulchan HaMelech, and his whole days he'd be by Shulchan HaMelech. So therefore, what's the Simcha of Yom Tov Sheni Shal Gol? Yes. That is Elamayla. Malchus the Tzide v'Aisiyeh. Shemislabshim b'Bchinas Gol. So in Malchus the Tzide v'Aisiyeh is Nizgala what? Malchus Atzilus. And then that's mislabish in Golos, in Ein Sodim, Keshemizgala Shom, Gilo, Irvishefel, Yened Atzilus. The end of the day, both the Arizal and Ramak. Ramak is direct, the Arizal is through, as you just said now. Malchut Atzilus Vasiya, that the Ein Sodim get the Gilo of Malchut Atzilus. So where is this Gilo at the end of the day? It's in where? In Golos. As I take Gadol Simcha Yoser, the Simcha is great in me. Simcha Shemsad is Galus of Malchut Atzilus. Shemoilim Lo Yorda B'Seder Amadegis Tashbain Sodom. Then the Simcha, as it is in Malchut Atzilus, which never descended through the levels to Mislabish and Ayin Sodim. That's the Kiddush. Even there, not exactly the same as what? As the Moshel. In the Moshel, he leaves. He leaves the captivity, and he's back where
more or less the king comes to the prison and turns it into a banquet hall there.
But that's not the Moshel.
Right.
But he carries the memory. He carries the memory of him. He carries with him the scars and the memory of being in Golos. So in that sense, it's the parallels. So Simcha sitting by the king's table is great. So what happens Lepel? Lepel, we are in Golos. But as you say, on some level, we're kind of lifted or connected. Well, it's not that we're lifted. It's more nimshich to us. The Simcha, the Eibishter's Tainug, being by the Shulchan HaMelech, but we're in Golos. We're not the Shulchan HaMelech. You have to say, like you're saying, on some level, the Eibishter comes to us. The pale is sitting. The pale is sitting in captivity. But the Pnimius is sitting in bed, Shulchan HaMelech, even though he's in captivity.
It's like the Baal Shem Tov and Mr. Chemagid came to the Alter Rebbe in jail.
What?
It's like the Baal Shem Tov came to the Alter Rebbe in jail.
Well, Shem Tov came to the Alter Rebbe in jail, he said.
Okay, that's the Baal Shem Tov and Alter Rebbe. I'm thinking this, I told you the story of contemporary Chassidim, Simchas Torah. Was it Father Khan? No. Simchas Torah in the Gulag. It was years ago. I don't remember who it was. Beautiful description. Maybe a Mendel. No, I think it was a Mendel, another Chassid. Simchas Torah in the Gulag. Terrible, forget. And how he made some kind of, it was wasn't a Mendel. It wasn't a Mendel. Contemporary, he's passed on, but the grandfather, Mishpacha, will come to me. And how he made Pasha Batumba, Rasha Sasonka maybe. that genre, that's Chevre. He made a coffee, signed of a coffee. Yeah, I think it was him. A coffee Simchas Torah. He's bemis. Because bemis was dancing. Simchas Torah. He was by Shulchan HaMelech in Shivya. I call upon him. Let's read further. Zeo zui malis ha-simcha. This is the great simcha. The Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goli is the Gabba Yom Tov Rishon Shebet Yisrael more. The Yom Tov Rishon Shebet Yisrael. Yom Tov Shebet Yisrael. Zet Yisrael Mizgala Shef Atzilis V'Bachot Atzilis Bilvad. At Yisrael is lined up with Atzilis. The Gil is in Atzilis, and therefore it's felt in At Yisrael, the Holy Land. Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goli is Nimshech Mizgala Hashefa Atzilis. The end of the day, we're Malchus the Yitzida Vasiya. Mislabshin by Malchus Atzilis is the king's table. And the king's table, and Madana Yamelech, is all Nimshech where in the Ayin Sorim. Why? Because a Yid is there, and they wish to once every year at his table. That is what? That's Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath. We get the general idea. That's why Abraham, Abraham, you have to leave. You can't connect here. So you have to go from Chutzos at Yisrael. Kibi Yosei. Bechutzlor is Tachas Mishelash Ein Sorim, being under the Ein Sorim. Bechutzlor is Sheshom Be'ir Rak, Pinas Malchus Yitzir Vasiyah. There only Malchus of Yitzir Vasiyah is revealed, so Atzilis, which with Neshama comes from El Machtos, is not revealed. Ladies Galim Moker, Ladies Galim Moker Nishmosei. You will not get his source. Rak Meishim B'Malchus Atzir, as it's compromised in his Nimshach and Yitzir. Avlay the Yilosha, let us Hakdusha. Akdosha, but going to the Holy Land, Shemchavenis Neged Malchus the Bria, that's it, that's Atzilus. It's lined up with the Bria and even Atzilus, as a mayor by Kinesherish Shmose Malchus Atzilus. Then he connects to his Sherish. Adkan Teichen HaMayim B'Shalat Tzemach Tzedek. This is the Teichen of Tzemach Tzedek's Maimer. The Bichla just was redeemed. So, what about Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath? I guess he didn't have it. What?
It seems like a bit of a contradiction between Ice Base and Ice Gimel. Simcha of Yom Tov Sheni, because it's there is even greater.
It's even greater. Yeah,
But then
okay, but that's going to come later. That will come later. First, now we're starting at the beginning of Avram. The first step is to connect to Sheish HaNeshama. Then will come the Yerida, the Golas, and the big Chiddush of Golas. Mashu Kazeh, I don't know exactly. But Avram is Mekayim Kol HaTeira Kula. Even L'Cheira, not Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath, Mustama not. Certainly nobody lives next to Yisrael, why would he? Would he be Mekayim it when he was outside Eretz Yisrael? Lav Dafka.
What he was Mekayim was the Giluyim Roshniim of anything, right? So why not even in Eretz Yisrael have the Giluyim Roshniim?
Because you don't need it. It's because it's only could be the whole matzav is designed for being under the Ayin Sorim. And Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath only became because of Suffolk and Golas and everything else. So I don't know if Avram was Mekayim those in Yonim. It's Mekayim this outright mitzvahs and mitzvahs that Rabbanan that are observed in good times. I don't think he was Mekayim the of the Golas Minhagim. So he didn't have Yom Tov Sheni Shel Goliath. So now he's only one option. And this is the beginning of everything. First we have to start with Gil HaNeshama. Golos will come. Okay. Akaponim, this is the Adkan Teichen of the Tzemach. So let's finish the story, and we'll finish the Maimon tomorrow, and we'll start the next one. What's the next one? Ishachas. Okay.